European clash for a ticket to the top 4.
The domestic of EMEA and our opening semis, and right now straight away action being found all in A main, and it's going to be Heretics with a free site to claim.
Yeah, the corpses are down, and that is just going to be a quick pistol round. And Sociable and Magnum will be on the way with not much util or much to say with smokes and plays.
See if they can pull through some magic here. Sociable, 6 shots on the Headhunter. Arc Rose available for Magnum. We'll have to trust that Sociable can get this shot in.
Boo's watching the door. Sociable gonna peek and missing a couple shots, and also someone from main. Sociable knows it just seems so unwinnable to walk into a crossfire, but maybe could use the smoke to his advantage to at least isolate the person in main. Magnum has his own adventure. The high-low deals with the one, not the other. Now 1 versus 3. Sociable tried to isolate, but could not get past the defenses of the post plane of Heretics.
The recon comes back on life for re-ends at the right time as well, so really this round ended in the opening trade over towards A. Both teams facing each other. Massive numbers, but it's Team Heretics that pulls on through, and then just too many players for BBL to be able to chew through. We've seen Magnum come through in some pretty large scenarios before, but only a classic in hand. 2 members in hell. He just doesn't have enough firepower to take them both out. So we'll see what we can get done on the Team Heretics anti-eco now. You can see some armors being brought up here. Very concerned. Woot already Vandal plus heavy armor. Doesn't want to take any risks.
This is a team that scales. We talked about MOBAs before we were getting into our game. Now this is a team where more rounds they take early, the better they get. And with the double duelists on attack, thinking they're going to have a strong half. And they did so, just laying down the bodies of BBL as they were trying to just walk down A main.
See how defensively some players are playing here as well, waiting for the potential walk down from BBL. It's not going to be happening. However, crossfire setup just past short. Who waiting to punish any particular peak. It'll be Sociable crossing the sight lines if that happens.
Benji's going to be lurking around, but BBL don't have someone in market. Just the solo duelist holding B. And that means just an open lane for Benji to just wrap around through the defensive side. And BBL are just not going to know this. They've left some gaps.
This is huge. And if he makes his way through down towards the glass side, he's going to see some members, but he's in heaven instead. He may still have a good opportunity. There we go.
Oh. Can now make the call for his teammates. And now it's got the attention of BBL, who have to scramble in the corner. They stack together.
30 seconds left.
And close the door, metaphorically, physically, as Heretics really struggling through this despite having the better weaponry. Now Miniboo has to swap, tries to fire back quickly and reunites with Rians as Levin hasn't had a fiery start yet. Now in the second round, we'll have to pull off a 1 versus 3 with the Sheriff, but this is pretty much over. Heretics found the gap and exploited it.
Recollected the Vandal being purchased by Woot as well, full armor, but just couldn't quite survive facing the 2 players through that door. They'll be able to get it done regardless. Benji, Fishy, the very long flank all the way through mid. Found the compromised part of the map, made his way over towards Garden. Found a freebie onto Magnum, calls for the push. Now, see what this gun round does, and of course, yeah, I mean, a couple players blinded in that corner, but when you're that far close, the near sight isn't going to really affect them at all. 5 rifles, 1 light armor on Levin, and a big push-up as well so far.
I was trying to remember which one of the Boos had an ace, but the pop-off potential, the ceiling of Heretics has been crazy this tournament. Cannot underestimate them, and Benji's got full eyes to see, can he exploit this gap yet again? And Levin's already adjusted.
Tucked away is also going to be Miniboo over towards Wine, but Woot's got the shot into Levin. That's going to leave mid exposed. What does Sociable want to do about this scenario? Has the capability to rendezvous back, so he might just peek for it and pray he doesn't get timing by Benji. Fishy, who's ready for it, and Benji is not going to get the shot, though. Still the punish comes through from Woot.
Sociable taking a big risk and does get traded though, so Heretics move on forward. Paranoia from the defense tries to limit and delay the recon at the back. And it's the Thorns that delay, but does not stop Heretics from making their way and setting up camp. And Propic's down low. He has to do what he can. It's all up to him with the cape on his back and leaves Rians in shambles. to try and recover the spike. Now coming out of the smoke, and BBL pinch him. And the first rifle round goes to BBL.
Can't check both angles at the same time. BBL take it through, a couple of players alive here. Some economy damage will have been done. Miniboot with a 4 and 2 KD found himself a nice early dimensional drift as we come into number 4. Let's take a look at a couple of these moments here. Of course, Woot had the big punish onto Levin early on. But this play from Profit just stoic in that back line, hiding behind the box, slowing things down. A double kill into the smoke. Now into Heretics, grouping up 4B. Dimensional drift straight away.
Yeah, straight away, because BBL have looked really thin on the left side of the map, and I've tried to adjust now at the very back of the site. Will be Minibu exposing himself, but Magnum backs up his teammate, and Woot carves his way through. Updrafts in. The Vice Wall can't stop him, and Heretics put down the defenses of BBL.
Yeah, where Minibu isn't going to make it happen, Woot with the follow-up is good for it. Saw it in the previous round, and now he'll deliver once more. Profit. So good in the defense on A, but is he going to take down 3? He at least has full util. Paranoia going to be important here.
It's going to be revealing which staircase he goes down by taking out this trip.
So they're both tripped as well. That's the problem. Minimum, he'll be able to get exits. No matter what happens here, this is going to land in kills. Unless he decides to leave. Fair enough. Let's get spotted. Don't think Heretics will chase that one. So, yeah, Profit will keep his gun alive. If he wanted to play for some damage, Heretics would have happily have, well, maybe not happily have ran to him, but they would have had to have.
And Woot himself has had standout performances. Like, I think about his KO when I'm eating breakfast, especially on that icebox. He went nuclear that game. And now has to flex to the secondary duelist or primary with 6 and 2, looking like a primary, and he'll not have knives too. BBL not gonna have a good buy going into this, but at least having a Vandal, it's not impossible.
A lot of fans have been wanting to see if Woot was going to be willing to go back over towards the duelist. And so far is delivering for the team. So a hero rifle onto Profit that was saved over from the previous round. We'll wait to see if the pop-up from Levin happens again, a player to watch out for. So far, a little bit quiet so far on Ascent. Miniboot ready to punish, though, the lack of armor.
Heretics just making so much noise. The come at me, bro strat, and the your clone flash. Good dash to get out of harm's way. But now trapped, and still Rians at long range will give Woot an edge. BBL underestimating the challenge that was ahead of them.
It's not over yet. Miniboot senses danger around the side in catwalk. Sociable up first. Backed up by Yompi. But just the pistols. Magnum at least recovers a rifle here to play through. Is this going to get a little bit antsy? Yeah, Yompi checks with his body and now might just die for it. Sociable, though, he's still tucked in. He's got the timing. He needs to hit the shots and he's just not connecting. He had 3 heads in front of him and 0 taken off.
Too many targets in his way. Now Heretics will be evacuating everyone from the B site and continue the streak as Magnum would hope to force some repurchases and does so onto Woot, but Knives will be next round anyway. Dota's going crazy next to us, by the way.
That was Heretics right there.
Oh, was it?
Yep. Like,
Dota was earlier going crazy. They're still chanting away.
Okay, maybe that was Dota, never mind. They had,
Sounds like Heretics,
they had enough of the Valorant players popping off. Someone must have stolen Roche. I'm assuming that's what happened. Anyway, 4 and 1 coming through. Finally, another gun round on board for BBL. Bit of a slow start here. Not getting a lot done. Especially on the Levin side as well. But he's got a gun in his hand now. You need to put this guy into position for success. In mid once again, Sociable. He's whiffed a couple of shots already. Needs to start to find his confidence again.
Sentinel util and we'll see a solo hold from Profik, and he's already unleashed that paranoia and just hide away. He doesn't like to sit in heaven, but more around hell, and he's just been amazing at playing around the boxes and taking down everybody with them. But as I hype that up, Woot gets lucky, opens up the site.
So this transfer happens, wait for the late flank coming in, but Yompi still here.
Oh, bit of a dance, and
Spike down.
this round is officially cooked for Heretics with the spike down. And wait a minute, unless Boo catches Sociable off guard. And now you got Woot with eyes as well. This is doable to at least get the spike, at least with the smoke that Boo just placed.
Okay, now it's a 2 versus 2. Now things get really tricky. Steel Garden was good a little bit earlier on. It's time for Levin to shine. He's got players coming in towards him. He's in position to get this done. Flash is available.
Flash.
And is he going to do this?
Sees the rifle. 1 and 2! And back to Levin's side. Alive and well. BBL take their second.
Finally, there it is. Steel Garden invested into that one. BBL had the numbers advantage. Heretics started to whittle them down. And 11 hides away in pizza, pops out for the 2-piece.
Almost a 2 versus 4 conversion, though. That's close.
And that's the problem. That doesn't feel good for BBL. Especially that kill into Yompi through the smoke. Really unfortunate. Have to applaud the patience shown by Sociable this round, last round as well. Hiding in mid for quite some time, waiting for his moment to shine, and we'll finally find it.
That was only possible because of Boo. What an amazing job he's done. And the reads through the smoke, and Sociable made some contact. Boo, the plot armor remains, and the Hunter's Fury hoses down Heretics. And with the Steel Garden from Magnum, kind of keeps Heretics.
That was from the previous
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something. Heretics, though, they'll just chill out.
You know, Hunter's Fury has been played in. So slow things down here. Sociable shut down a little bit earlier on. I wonder if that Cam sees anything useful. Because there's a couple of players tucked away now under cover of the smoke. And Magnum pops out. Beautiful kill. Woot, though, does he know there's a secondary player? That's the question right now. And Yogby collects his head. And he wants many Boo as well. Won't get it. 2 to 3 now.
Good trades. And Prophet will be on his way. And doesn't stick it. Didn't. Oh, they well read the fake.
30 seconds left.
Because Boo teleported to the other side. So now it's just a game of cat and mouse.
Many Boos on a big flank. Coming through short of Rians. Prophet has a lot to do here. First up is going to be Rians.
Oh, just couldn't steady that final shot against Rians, who's at 5 HP. And this will be a plan in the last 12 seconds. And Levin, the flank would have been great if more time could have been bought.
How much does he want this? He's got 1 flash, 1 kill to get in Dimensional Drift as well. He's going to burn that. Check. Would be a legendary 1v3 if he can get it, but I think... Oh, he wants it. Here we go.
Yeah, knowing Rians is injured and 48 HP, Boo will be below him though, and hearing those steps, he could just spam through, but they can just hide away and play for time. It's Levin that's going to have to drop right in front of this Omen, and there it is for Boo.
Too many angles to catch. Rians would have swung anyway. Had the kill into Boo happened. Of course, for Levin, he needs the first to be able to even think about ulting, but I think 1 versus 3 with so many members so far away and too much to check with minimal time available. Timeout now for BBL as they trail by 3 rounds. It's massive momentum for Team Heretics. Not amazing money on the side of BBL either. Tour de Force shut down the previous round. Steel Garden used the one before that. To be fair, they did end up winning it, but not without taking probably more casualties than they wanted to. Just leaves their economy in shambles.
Conditioning Heretics to pay attention and skipping across. Benji lays them all down, and a neural theft. That'll seal the deal for Heretics.
Yeah, they wanted to get aggressive here. Tactical pause, talk about where they want to play on the map. Magnum opens up. And now Magnum is not going to win a 1v4 with only a pistol. But for Team Heretics, wanting to take no risks here. Once more, just punish the aggression. BBL walk through straight into the firing line. Benji Fishy will get it done. And a number 6 round now for Team Heretics.
At least you got the neural theft out of the way from Benji, so Dimensional Drift will be important, as you said, next, and getting an outlaw for your troubles.
Here's that minimum play for exits here. You're not saving an outlaw, so time to just look for any kills you can. Damage a bit of the economy coming on through. Woot surely has an angle. Yeah, he's got it. Magnum didn't even have time to drag the crosshair across. As the rain pours down, it's looking like a rainy day on Ascent today for BBL's half so far. On the defense, we talked about double Senti versus double duelist, and the double duelist of Team Heretics is working out well. Woot in particular on board right now with 11. First to double digits on his team, and in the server.
Now an op buy from Sociable. I'm excited for this. This will give chance for BBL to get better control of mid, because Heretics have been able to wrap around at times through that, and BBL will now have a 2-2-1 sort of setup.
Waiting to see if there's a peak coming on through. BBL, of course, have been very willing to make these early peaks happen. Just going to float through on towards site. Only Prophet home. And he's going to be falling off, and this is going to call for some big rotations. No one walking to the operator today.
Just getting that util out of the way early is always nice. You can hear those shots coming from the way back of the site.
Here we go. If we walk into mid, things get interesting. Unfortunately, Sociable's looking the wrong direction. He needs to be checking over towards Catwalk right now, and these Team Heretics players will be able to get some free movement unless that drone causes problems.
Sociable teleporting out and now needs to respect that space, but gives market over to Heretics. Yappy's gonna watch over.
What a read by Heretics. Drone over the wall, and Woot instantly activates, and yeah, Sociable don't want any of that business. Yampy will be blinded.
Paranoia hits Yampy. He needs to escape off to the corner. His vision is clear, but his body not so much. And Heretics wrap around through heaven. But BBL, Magnum surprises. The spike is recovered, and Heretics will escape and try to stabilize within the site, and taking care of Prophet in hell will help things out a lot, but the door has been crushed, and now you have the op in heaven, but with the smoke in place, and Sociable has to readjust, and Magnum can't survive any longer. But wait, the job gets easier.
Not ready.
He needs another gun. That's the problem. He needs to be able to find a rifle unless he can clear these angles. Woot still has knives available. Head has been spotted, but it's just so hard to get a shot on this player, especially now that Cloudburst has come on through. There's still the Cypher of Benji to watch out for as well. Is there just going to be enough time to do this? He's running out of shots in the head, Hunter as well, which means he's thinking of leaving, and that's probably the right call. Just, it's too hard to retake with an op and nothing else to use.
Yeah, look at the economy of BBL. You're going to need that op. And you're going to need some rounds pulled together. This is a 3-round win streak for Heretics, and we expected this double duelist to hit hard, but this is turning into a smack.
Let's go.
Well, Woot went hunting. He only is fine with that one, playing in the money on the side of Team Heretics. So here it is. Hero operator. Nothing else. Looking like a very comfortable 8 rounds for Heretics in short moments as we get to the end of this half. And of course, this was a BBL map pick as well, which hurts just that little bit more. We're going to get some money out of Sociable this time around. He wants to peek over towards short. Might see Benji, Fishy, and Tiles.
There's been a lot of mid-presence from Heretics, and BBL are desperate to try and shut that down, but just getting smoked off doesn't help things. Heretics have been so good at isolating BBL, making the duels advantageous and baited by the recon. Boo with first blood.
Yeah, Boo's positioning there. Catches Levin out, and a great shot for Sociable will even the numbers slightly again, though. There still isn't enough guns on board.
Dimensional Drip will activate the shear, and Wu could just... Didn't see if he had the updraft. We could always follow up, and now Decloak's right in front of the Sheriffs, underestimated BBL. Now with just the op and a bunch of Sheriffs, BBL have upgraded, and a thrifty potential.
It was Magnum. Magnum's got some disgustingly good shots in there. Woot now has to consider the angles. Knows where Sociable is. Searching for Prophet. Finds him. Doesn't quite get the connection.
Oh, the fake TP, and Woot still adjusts. And he's on his way anywhere but B after hearing that up.
30 seconds
Still
left.
winnable. 2 versus 2. Time is of the essence here. You got a long rotation from Boo as well. Door is shut behind Woot, which means Boo now has to come through from May. He will arrive in time, but he needs to be careful about peeking this one because Operator is still there.
We give information to Woot at the very least and see if he can react quickly. He has no mobility, but he has the back end. There's a chamber above, and Woot gets the last laugh. 4K!
A shorty to finish things out. Woot so clean in this round. He's able to get the kill over towards Pizza, shuts Prophet down, understands that with the limited numbers, he can make his way over towards A. And it's a sociable operator that puts it into the 2 versus 1. He actually starts that kill as well onto Benji Fisher. Remember, there wasn't that much money coming in for this round of BBL, but it still hurts considering that they don't end up getting this one despite having the player advantage. Mini Boo's popping off here as well, cheering on his teammate Woot, who just gets it done in that 2 versus 1. Understands he's got the range advantage versus the shorty.
Oh wow, we're just right in the middle of the action, and it's a Hunter's Fury from the attack to try and lay down the red carpet, and it puts one down, but Heretic's a bit limited by the smoke and no presence in tree to find another angle.
1 H. Oh my god, literally one. That is painful. BBL feel like they got a little bit cheated out of that one. Kind of wishing that the Owl Drone tag does at least 1 damage. That would be nice, but that's not how the game works.
Oh, thinking Heretics have escaped, who expects a 1 HP jet to re-peak. Well, the Odin screams true, and BBL know that they have evacuated A, so let's go and help support B. And the teleport, Boo, will be behind this chamber, and Sociable has an op. This is not going to be easy, but he's been disgusting before. It doesn't connect on the shoulder of that Yoru, and turns and burns and just can't handle the pressure, can't handle the heat. Speaking of heat, this Odin is insane.
Sociable had the right read. He knew where the 2 players were. He just couldn't get a single land here. Here we go. Hunter's Fury still got an in-play opportunity now, but Magnum falls. So Yompi needs to be able to deliver. Brings it back to 2 versus 2. Yompi's still low HP though. That's a bit of a problem. Let's see how they work together here. Still Paranoia online for Boot. That's the important thing. And Drone may just end up checking into B main. Doesn't quite see Levin. That's good for Levin.
Just the spam could be forcing different positions out of Heretics. Marines will be able to... Oh, what a quick flick! A quick turn! Levin out, and Yampi did so much this round. And is just gonna keep the op in the hands to put it back to Sociable. And Heretics have just been unstoppable. They'll be collecting now their 5th round in a row.
But 9th in the half. Looking for the 10th as well. What a shot coming through. Rian so sharp. Basically did a 180 turn there.
Need a drop.
And for Levin, 2 and 10, he really needed that kill. That was truly an opportunity for BBL. Levin gets the kill. Still have Yompi in there supporting. Now retake starts to feel a lot better for the team. But for Sociable as well, needed to get one of those shots off. He knew where the 2 players were, but just drags the crosshair off. He even had the correct entrance on the left side or backside on B. Didn't trust himself though.
Last time these 2 teams met on Ascent, it was 13-10 for Heretics. But they started on the defensive half, and it was 9-3, and this is looking like a similar scoreline here. Or actually, Heretics could do even better, and with Mini Boo kicking things off like that, yeah. Now BBL are definitely shaken.
It's been a regrettable half 11 so far, to say the least, but for Sociable, he'll deliver 1 finally. And now he has a tour de force as well. He'll swap his weapon over, likely give it to Yompi so they can have 2 guns. That helps the weapon situation a little bit more. Benji's still lurking in mid. And if Sociable wants to check mid again, he's got the rendezvous. He's going to play main now. Look at this timing. Sociable might be on for a couple.
Yeah, expecting that Sova util. Sociable can act as bait. We'll be giving another ping, and okay, can't get the first one, but he can get the duckies behind. And Heretics, it's all up to Yampi to choose his angle carefully, and he's really crippled Heretics' approach, and surprises him. And Heretics, it's all up to Yampi. No support, 1 versus 2. Will just barely get away in the paranoia. He finds safety in the room, but he's getting spammed through 4 HP.
There's no way.
Woot! Almost could have clutched it.
I held my breath there for Woot. That was so close, but just didn't quite have the HP left. But you could start to see how that 1 versus 2 was possible. The paranoia, though, absolutely perfect. Forces him into the back of sight. At that point, BBL know where to look. Question is, are they going to have the aim to take him down, or is Woot just going to be too quick? And Woot right now is delivering for the squad. Above and beyond, a player that has had some experience as a duelist on this team, but largely it's been on Mini Boo's shoulders, and now you put the duelist back in the hands, or for this particular map, in both of them, but back in the hands of Woot. And man, he is popping off and giving so many of these rounds over, including he's clutched before. We've seen that 4K, we've seen that 1v2, we've seen him take down Sociable in A. But a slight recovery here, not a 10-2, a 9-3, and for BBL, it's time to pray that
Defense especially. This can just act like that second duelist, and is definitely fragging like one at least. And wait, through the one way, we're just walking through that? Maybe try to act like a clone either way. Heretics won't fall for it. Paranoia goes through. BBL is still gonna try and profit what they can, and Woot just dashes past the Thorns. Heretics defense in a 5 versus 2, feeling pretty good about it.
One enemy remains.
it's a decent scan coming on through. Mini Boo and Benji Fishy will get the last two, and that is a disaster for BBL. Time to force those stingers. Give us a G2 look. They need to do something. There's no way you're giving 11 over to Team Heretics. Otherwise, start thinking about Haven, because Ascent's looking over. And Team Heretics look like they're undeniable on this map so far. Sure, Fnatic made this chamber work. I'm not saying the chamber is a problem, by the way. Fnatic definitely did make it work. Difference is they have Althea, BBL. They had the opportunity to maybe have the young Althea, but just not on this map so far for this young Turk of 11. Still some opportunities. Would love to see a Thrifty here to even things out. Otherwise, Team Heretics, they're walking away. Big scoreline difference.
Still trying to walk through this one way, but not getting punished this time. That's what caught Levin at the heel, who's 2-12 right now. Not to call that out, but you missed 11 from group stage, that's for sure. And Woot, he's got a judge in tree, and now could head to the front door of A. This is pretty much going to be guaranteed a kill. If BBL even encounter him.
Back over towards mid. There will be trip. Couple being placed in there, just a Cam. And Rian's holding Magnum at bay, who's going to regroup with the rest of the team here. So big information time. Cam's going to spot a lot. Cam has been toggled a couple times though, so at this rate you kind of have to know that the Cam is there. Drone sees everybody. That's going to call for rotations.
Now smokes are back up. BBL have 38 seconds, and with that opening, as getting pushed from Market, Sociable is that playmaker, but where's the rest of BBL to try and do something? It is just a save round, but you would have had to really pull a miracle together to try and touch Heretics in this round.
Last player standing.
Just 11 left to go through, but 2 players up and no opportunities left. Benji Fishy will get it done with 3. There's a British on the team, really putting through some big numbers right now for everybody. I mean, this has been a team effort across the board. Even though Rians is down there, he's had some pretty nasty frags. And we talk about these young Turkish players performing well. Well, guess what? Woot and Rians are saying, that's us as well. For Team Heretics, more than likely, we knew the 11 was gonna be there. So for BBL now, time for this to be a large string of rounds in a row, or you have to say goodbye to Ascent.
And then you're going to the Heretics map pick of Haven. Oh man, good luck. And BBL are been now pretty consistently aggressive at A main, and Heretics won't get lucky with the first pick this time. They'll just play further back towards Hell and have Boo watch over tree.
Mini Boo has huge information over on the B side as well. That's going to allow the rotation to be made from Benji Fishy. They'll just leave the trips to cover Market, Pizza at mid. Heavily stack over towards the A side, of course. It's just Sociable here, and he is going to rendezvous out of the situation. So how does this develop now mid-round? This is going to be now BBL starting to make their way over towards mid. The trip has been broken already. That's going to call for some more rotation. The Sociable has stuck around and delivered himself a kill. Not quite the second, though.
Yeah, because he teleported that back, he gave the illusion of security to Heretics, who thought they had the space to push up and take one with you. Heretics, though, they just lay all the groundwork down. There isn't a big pop-off moment from BBL unless it comes from Sociable, and he's just not in this round. And Heretics, despite coming in with a bunch of saves, a bunch of sheriffs, I think, this is Heretics getting the match point.
Boom. And it's all over. Mini Boot had the angle to Magnum. 12 has been found. Big celebration for the Heretics. And for BBL, the energy isn't there. The vibes are off right now. And that's to say the least, because more than that is looking off at the moment. A final timeout just to talk things through. And maybe the words that need to be exchanged right now are, guys, it's a BO3. We know we're good. Forget about map 1. Still Haven and Icebox to play through. Remember that you beat Sentinels. Remember that you beat DRX. You know Heretics. This is an EMEA domestic match at this point. And for BBL, they've shown enough internationally that they are good enough to win this game. But they're not proving it right now, because for Heretics, they've been here before and they've been further. They've been so much further before. And based on the looks that we got out of Heretics yesterday, this is Heretics so reinvigorated, looking so damn good. The BBL might not be able to stop them, certainly not on this map just yet.
Yeah, I thought BBL was going to have a better answer, just encountering them on very familiar maps, and it's just Heretics that have not only reached their ceiling yesterday, but have even surpassed it. Day by day, Heretics have gotten better.
Last player left.
And it's everyone finding their moments, and I was already singing the praises of Woot from his KO Icebox from yesterday. And he's like out fragging everyone on the team, and this is going to be a tough mountain to climb for BBL.
Not in the map, but in the series. This is just the first base camp, really. The summit's still very far away. Let's see what we can get, though. Time to build some confidence with BBL. If you lose this map, start to get some rounds together, start to prove that you can take down Heretics. Get the scoreline up a little bit. Not if that happens, though.
Tough with the weapons and Stingers. Like, the way that Heretics just play so far back, so their Vandals just naturally going to have an advantage against the Stingers. So the only thing that could be big is Profit with the Guardian going through A and just going to try and make a play against Woot.
Yeah, I mean,
then the Lurch gets shut down at B, so we're just going to go to Haven here pretty soon.
Yeah, this is unfortunately looking a little bit like BBL are just gonna, well, I don't want to say they've given up, but really what else can you do here? You've just been shut down straight away. 11 on entry gone. Profit will at least reply with 1, but it will just be the 1, as it's almost expectations being met for Heretics. Keep the
Heretics know
can deliver, and they need some belief right now. Here comes Heretics. The ISO walking up into C.
Sociable makes the run back on the chamber, and how can you not trust him? It's good on this map, and he's gonna be good for it again. He just saw the back of someone's head and gets checked on the flank, and now he has to try and make an impact before he gets taken out. Heretics are not gonna sweat though. They're just gonna keep marching on towards the site, and the flank continues out from BBL.
Still got good numbers here, Magnum. It's been sharp in that previous map in the previous series, but now possibly under pressure. Does spot the rotations coming on through. Will be punished by that by Rians as well. That's now coming down to a 2 versus 2, and given things going down the way it is with that single kill coming on through, you can start to see BBL shifting around the map because they don't know what's happening anymore. They assume that Heretics have possibly gone to C. With Heretics just slowing it down, Boost still alive. Mid-run calling, says we're going to late enter onto A again. We are going to set this post plant.
Yeah, you have time to kill if you're Heretics, but both these have lost complete track of each other. BBL will be rotating through B, and Heretics gonna have to get the objective done, so the timing could be huge for BBL with a backstab, especially when Rians is re-clearing through the front side. They think BBL coming through a main. But wait, boom! He drops the spike, and it's a 1v1 that Rians clutches!
No way, Rians again! We saw how good he's been. This is an incredible clutch. 3 kills in this round as well. Just delivers a freebie on Taboo. Caught trying to plant. You could say maybe in this round, it was time to get a little bit late in the day. Heretics waited a long time, long enough for BBL to explore the map, come all the way back over towards A, get themselves a 2v1, and then Rian says, absolutely not. This is still going to be a pistol for Team Heretics.
A huge reason Heretics are even in playoffs was because Rians and because of what he was able to accomplish in that final round on Haven against Titans.
Revealing area.
And he makes that pistol happen again. Now an anti-eco with Bulldogs and a Hero Vandal from Wu. Heavy stack from BBL.
Here.
Trying to gamble that Heretics are going to hit this again.
So 11 already come through with his Marshall. See if he can punish some of these low armor players, 3 of which are in this Team Heretics side for this round. Heretics still willing to play this one super patiently just to see if there's going to be another walk down, any sort of aggression. Multiple trips being set up here as well. No control on the garage side as Profik will now cover that gap. And it's not going to be a defensive trip in the entrance of B either, which allows now Benji Fishy to walk through.
This could be important.
It's the 1v1 now.
And he tries to isolate that, and Magnum's just going to play his life and wait for reinforcements, and Benji could open up the B site, and he's going to get the backup of his team. Benji gets the finish, and this could be a plan for B, but no, it's a fake. They get the attention of BBL, rotating through A. That 1v1 took too much time from Benji.
30 seconds
So
left.
they infiltrate into C.
Well, C was opened up as well. All parts of the map really at this point are opened up. Benji Fishy, the only one down. Sociable with a headhunter. Should be defining a... Won't actually get a weapon because Benji was just on the pistol, never mind. But yeah, 2-man retake in here. And it will have to happen. Levin can still find some decent shots off. Some damage members as well on the side of Team Heretics.
Teleport's ready.
And the only chance you have is if the smoke dissipates quickly, and Sociable would just get sneezed at and he would fall over. So going down with the ship, and this is Heretics again kicking off a pistol the same way they did on Ascent. And that went 9-3. Heretics took both pistols on the previous map, so BBL got to wake up and really turn up on these pistols.
Not covering the exits very well, but that's fine. No retake in there. Put down with the spike, not feed over any orbs in terms of ult points. Time to see what they can deliver now on this next gun round there. Current and very important gun round. Marshall's still there for Rians and a couple of low armors there for Yumpi and Levin, which could be a bit tricky to navigate.
And my hope is that when Heretics did take those pistols, or at least the first one, BBL was able to take that first rifle round, so it was close up until... Yeah, BBL could not keep trading those rounds afterwards.
All right, here we go. Triple face in, double tap to lead the way through. Profik. Smoke is good. Paranoid to follow through if needed.
Stealing sight.
It's a good bait out of utility if nothing else, and just a couple of shots to keep them interested, hoping that they can draw some rotators over, because otherwise, look over towards A. 2 pushed up members working off each other.
Both info gatherers, too, are going to face off, and Benji continues to be such a menace on these B lurks, and he wins the duel yet again.
Exactly where you
Now BBL have to scramble.
On A have been discovered.
Benji does it again! Every 1v1 he wins! Now a neural theft in the favor of Heretics. Feels like it just seals up whichever is the best side to plant at, which for now is B, and then you have a right side being completely pushed into, so Heretics are going to know BBL have to come from the left.
Benji is now all the way in spawn as well. 3 versus 4. You'd imagine this is still doable. Got to come through from the attacker side now as the 2 pushed up members from BBL. Of course, they were spotted by that neural theft, so you have to believe this. If you're Heretics Benji, yeah, he'll find this timing. He's been a timing master today. Every single player that's looking for him just can't find him. And now with only 1 player alive, Levin has to run with his gun. Tail between his legs, and BBL drop 0-3 so far on the second map.
And Benji's been someone you can let off his leash and go do solo endeavors, and he'll always bring back something. He did that on Icebox, and he does it here again. From opening up B to it ended up being a C finish to a 3K here. And Benji takes full advantage of the map that you give him, just like he did on Ascent. He had pizza open, wrapped around through defenders. He's going to keep doing this, and BBL have to mark where Benji is.
I think that at this point as well, you're going to need to start seeing probably a trip placed a little bit more aggressively on B, but I don't even know if that's going to be enough to stop Benji from just getting a peeking angle. Yumpi, to be fair, just had a shoulder and half his head open from beyond. An extra bit of geometry on B. And yeah, I mean, Benji timing at least 2 players. I'm not too sure about Magnum, but certainly the other 2. Now it's going to be a walk down from BBL. Okay, Benji likes to play mid. Let's find him.
It's the walk down. Sociable has been the big playmaker before, and his steps being heard, and Woo 1 and 2, and almost caught. util but sociable. Now has to get through layers of wounds and gives him the haircut. So double kill for Woot, and Heretics just not going to give an inch to BBL.
Yep, aggression punish once more. Did leave a couple players on low HP, so he's within killable range for players like
No more
Magnum. In fact,
charges
there's even
left.
going to be a rifle. That was the rifle being saved over from Levin previously. Which, the way this goes, I think Magnum might end up just saving the rifle again. The rest of the players will walk into the Yampi, who would like to just get a top goal. Taps in. Oh, okay. Whips initially, but gets the secondary in there. Can he find more Rians at low HP? He needs to hit the shot. He does. But a couple did go wide.
Huge play from Yampi, catching Heretics, taking
I must
out the
wait
trips. Now he could maybe
Spike
catch some
planted.
lucky timing, but Magnum, the only chance he has is if he could win this duel in the
Crossfire.
corner and flick onto Boo, or Mini Boo, I should say, either way. Magnum is at least out in the open. Could get a lucky spray on the Wood. I just keep coping.
Bit of more of an iffy run, but they do look better. More of geometry
To settle down from the jitters of, well, I don't even know if we want to mention what the last score was.
That's the problem. Coming online, a lot to talk about in terms of.
That's the match, Kevin.
I think it resets. So trademark online, drone through mid. Epic play, nice and tight over on Magnum C side. It will be it's going to be walked out. Done.
All right, good night, Prophet. Dimensional drift and the immediate decloak. All right, Maybu. This is a very solid round. BBL just not being able to catch Heretics by surprise, and they are not asleep after that timeout.
Let's see what Magnum does now. Doesn't really have a gun here, so he's going to have to play this no matter what. And he's got one in front of him.
9-3 ends up being the half, as it is written, so it shall. And is this going to be the sweep? This would have to be the comeback of a lifetime, but after a long pause like that, I'm sure you're able to settle down from the jitters of, well, I don't even know if we want to mention what the last score was.
But that's the problem, right? The last map, that was a 9-3 first half, and then guess what? Heretics sweep 50-50, but as you look behind, that could be a little bit dangerous later on. He doesn't have any real. Set 4 in a row. But a fresh pistol, a fresh start, a must win.
Settle in. Is it too little too late?
Time to take a bit of a breather. As we go back in some of the earlier rounds, of course, talk about Benji fishing at some great moments, lurking over towards mid, transferring across the map, getting all the way to the back. Sociable started to find a couple picks of the operator as well. There were a couple rounds in there for BBL. It just took a little while for them to really get the groove.
Not sure if he got what he was looking for there.
It's a good point about the pistols, really, because you're this far down, you can't afford to lose this pistol. Really, getting a couple pistols surely would have helped them in the previous map as well. Although, you know, we had some commentary about the gun rounds as well. It wasn't just on the pistols, really on Ascent. It was a bit of everything, but this pistol really is, I think, especially given how last map went, kind of do or die here. You wouldn't want to have Heretics 10-3 up if you're BBL. You want to have a little bit more here.
Yeah, if y'all have a short-term memory loss, Sociable was the big playmaker, and honestly, the only one in my opinion. And okay, well, Yumpy is just down to 4 HP. He doesn't get to do much this round.
Still a body. Still a flash to come through. Double tap ready.
He's still warm. There's a swing from Wu, and BBL hadn't entered yet. So actually the blind onto the Yoru. Re-ins with 2. Woot and the rest of Heretics collide and squish BBL to death.
And now this is the moment again. I asked the same question the last map. Is it time for the force for BBL? Can you really allow Heretics to once again move their way up to 11? You look at these heavy armors already being bought up by Heretics. I mean, they're thinking about it too. The other team probably has to be putting in a little bit more for this round. Otherwise, Heretics, we already saw what happened to Ascent, 4 in a row as soon as you get to the second half.
Yeah, definitely a force, right? And the Stingers have been solid for BBL, but it's about being in a position where they're going to do some damage and Heretics are going to know. Wow. Mini Boo with an Outlaw. This is not good.
That's a punish and a half straight on mid. Sociable down. Spike moving out a little bit further as it'll be Magnum over on the A side of the map. You would have a little bit of a movement coming through from Wood as well. See if he gets spotted here. Ooh, Judge.
Oh, I love sitting here with a Judge. This is gonna hurt a lot. You don't have a flash. Just 2 shots, 3 down. Wu continues to be spectacular this series.
And now you're going to get into a situation where Rians is already close to Hunter's Fury. Wu just farmed up a little bit extra, moving towards that kill contract. And for BBL, I feel like we... As you look through these rounds, though, they got Yumpy in position, left him behind. That could be a little bit dangerous later on. He doesn't have any real way to get out of the situation, so he's just going to be there for quite some time. And look at this. Heretics have completely moved off C.
I don't know if BBL want to walk into this trap dog when Mini Boo just wins every duel.
Oh,
and this just continues to be the story of BBL. It's just maybe the hands got cold. And man, Heretics are just icy within. They do lose Benji, but how many repurchases can you force? It'll be Heretics on match point very soon, unless Yumpy and Sociable, the 2 best players I think from BBL this series, can step up.
Scan did hit. Oh, okay. Scan hit Yumpy. He knows what Wood is. He punishes. Now it's on to boot. Sociable 9 HP.
1 enemy remaining.
He's like looking back at us like it's
left.
our fault, and then he goes and finishes it. Now this is very doable for BBL. This would be quite the comeback.
9 HP was all he needed. 2 players alive, and Recon could be coming online fairly shortly here as well. Rians, though, not going to be there. 9 HP for Sociable. Here's the pop-off. Yompi standing up. Big claps all around. Levin's like, all right, we got more work to do here. But yeah, Yompi popped off there a little bit in terms of getting out of a scene.
Yeah, I don't think we could get replays of player cams, but bro just used every breath in his lungs to just scream. And, you know,
and when you're down,
whatever it takes.
when you're down this many rounds, you know, throwing some psychological warfare in there as well. Any advantage you can get, really, at this point. They at least did get that round 3. That could have been really bad, but BBL keeping it within workable position.
Rans is maybe working on A orb, which would get him the Hunter's Fury, and Woot gives him first blood. So how many advantages can they get? And yes, Rans does confirm the Hunter's Fury.
Cage triggered.
Benji. Ooh. Good flash.
Flash. Oh my god, Minibu's so quick.
Remaining.
Just the fadeaway. Yampy left. Hunter's Fury 2, I'm sure, caused a lot of chaos. All right, 1v1. Who cares who wins the round? It's who wins the kill contract. Yeah, get out of your seat. Oh, it was actually Heretics yelling at him, but it's for the round win.
Yeah, he's still had a few choice looks given over to across the stage to Heretics, but of course they'll camp his body. He'll come out of kill contract and it'll be gone. Match point announced, as you heard in the game. It's match point for the entire series, for the entire quarterfinal, to qualify into the semis. Winner takes on Gen G, and right now just the one round separating Heretics, and a dominant victory today.
All right, Minibu Outlaw. BBL may want to try and dodge that, and they are heavy leaning towards the A side.
Standing ahead.
Want to walk down here if you're on A. Outlaw pretty good in the situation, you know it's limited. Ooh, 11 though.
And that clone just spotted someone close, so got shot bolts just to maybe clear some of these corners, or at least if he was thinking about a walk down. But BBL don't have anyone in short, so I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, they don't know about that at all. That's going to potentially cost him. On the line is Miniboot again, in a good spot to get some one taps in here. You do have some 50 armors. He's going to play in the smoke. Flash ready.
You want to play? Let's play.
I'd like to play some Valorant, yeah. Oh, but Yampy won't be able to, and that's spike down. Minibu fades into the shadows, and BBL, that's a big shot from Magnum. And that kicks through on short. And this is for the win, this is for top 4, and Woot is a menace. The paranoia, it will blind Heretics, and Magnum continues to will this victory in BBL's favor. It's all up to Levin versus Benji. BBL continue.
Levin gets a 3 there. We're talking about him suddenly firing up a little bit in the later part of the last half. But still, wow, that was looking pretty good from Team Heretics, even at the end there. Benji Fishy still keeping it in. Glad to see that the players are still ready to pop off, even though there is still plenty of rounds there for BBL to make this climb happen. And for Heretics, again, just one. They got attack pause to play through as well. They can just talk their way through. Yep, this is how we're going to get our one round, one and done. Drift available for Miniboot.
Shot that. Revealing area.
All right, BBL. There's just so much spam from Heretics. They are so fearless when it comes to aggressively holding that C long, so BBL will reconsider.
Could be the combo between Levin and Yompi this round as well. Dimensional Drift in, pull the Hunter's Fury out while Magnum's gone. That's a problem.
Who's next?
Just getting eyes out of double doors. Like, Heretics are gonna peek you every step of the way, and peekaboo time for this dimensional drift. Hunter's Fury to pressure back the rest, and Woot appears with the judge, and BBL, it's up to Levin, but it's Heretics decisively tearing down BBL. No revenge for them, and another European team. For this dimensional drift, Hunter's Fury to pressure back the rest, and Woot appears with the judge, and BBL, it's up to Levin, but it's Heretics decisively tearing down BBL. No revenge for them, and another European team enters the top 4.
And it goes from 2-0 in the last 2 meetings between the teams to 3-0. Heretics is now the team that continually denies BBL from moving further forward. It's been well played by BBL across the tournament, but this was the team that they just couldn't get over. I mean, unfortunately, these 2 maps, a little too one-sided. It was a very long break to get us to the finale on Haven. Glad to see this.
One more than